Welcome. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Andrew Kohlmann. I'm the owner of Image360 in Traverse City. And is that all you needed?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you get started in the sign business?
Yeah, the idea of the sign business really wasn't on my radar until I was a junior year in high school. Really had a passion for art and design and wanted to figure out how I could turn that into a career. And a family member suggested that I look into the sign business. So I applied at a local company. The name was Signs Now at the time, and joined the team working in production, and really fell in love with the business. As it gave me that creative outlet. Every day was different. I was able to use my hands and my creativity to solve challenges for clients, and found that really enjoyable.
When did you take over the business?
Yeah, so fast forward to 2008, and my wife and I, Amy, purchased the business from the previous owners, and of course right before the recession. And my heart has always been in the business, but especially when you become a business owner, it takes more of you, of your time and your effort, and I really poured it all in at that point, and I think that was the key for us to come out of the 2008 recession in a strong way. We've shown a 20% year-over-year growth since purchasing the business, and we went from 2 employees to 15. Proud recipient of the 2017 Chamber of Commerce Small Business of the Year Award. So it's been a wild ride.
What did you learn from that previous recession that you're applying to this current pandemic?
Yeah, what I learned from the previous recession that we've been applying now is the need to be as flexible and creative and positive as we can be. Part of the flexibility is adjusting as things change, and I think that's one thing that we've really adapted towards well over the last 12 years since we've owned it, is our ability to embrace change and to know that change is a normal part of business. So I think that, and the fact that our team really embraces that, has made past challenges, the recession and the pandemic, not affect our business as much as it potentially could have. So.
Tell me some of the ways you've pivoted during the pandemic.
Yeah, so first when Governor Whitmer shut down businesses, it was a bit of a shock, and it took me a minute to step back and think about, well, here's a chance for change. What can we do? I knew we had a very talented group of people with a lot of different skill sets. We had a lot of equipment that allowed us to make all kinds of interesting, unique solutions. And knowing that what was first and foremost needed in our community were things related to communication about whether a business is open or whether there's special PPE needed to enter a business or an organization. And that's of course a natural fit to our sign and graphic side of the business. But I also saw an opportunity on the PPE, the personal protection equipment side of things, where sneeze guards was a big thing, face shields, and we have everything we need and all the team we need to be able to produce that. So that was a quick transition for us, was developing that and rolling it out to our community.
What was your initial vision for 2020?
Absolutely. So it was really a time to refocus on what brought us to where we are, going back to the double-digit year-over-year growth. It's been a lot of growth in a relatively short time period, especially with my background being art and design, not expecting that growth. That's really been a challenge for me. So I wanted to take 2020 to really look back and consider what is it that brought us to where we are today, and what do we need to make sure we continue to stay focused on so that we can continue to head in the right direction. So it was a lot of introspective time, a lot of time to connect with the team, and we found that really what it is that has helped us to grow is our team cohesiveness, which boils down to relationships, and knowing that it starts with relationships on our team, but ultimately it fans out to relationships with everything, whether it be our clients, our community, the environment, our cutting edge equipment. So it's really realizing that aspect and then focusing on it. And I think timing was perfect for us to change or really realize that how important those were to our business's well-being, and then regrouping in that aspect, I think was perfect right before COVID. As when the pandemic did hit and we had to close, having those strong bonds and knowing how important it was to keep those relationships strong, especially in a time where you're working remotely and it's easy to lose that personal connection that you can only get from having face-to-face conversations. You just can't replicate over Zoom. So I think that the timing was perfect for us to refocus.
What kind of feedback have you received from customers? Lots of positive feedback across the community and from our clients, and it tends to be in the situations where we're acting as problem solvers, which is a good percentage of the time. People reach out to us, they know they need something but may not know all the details. So in general, it seems to be those times where we're given almost a blank slate to, hey, help me out with this challenge. And at the end of that, solving that problem for the client and having our client be happy, it's a huge part of what leads to our growth, our referral business, and that client coming back to us in the future. Do people call you with exactly what they need, or do you help them determine what works best?
Yeah, it's all over the board, really. Sometimes people know exactly what they want, and here, make this exact thing, and we have to kind of reverse engineer it, and we enjoy that, but we also enjoy, I know I need something, but I don't know what I need. And that especially has applied during the pandemic as far as sneeze guards go, where I'll do a lot of site assessments and site visits and work through that process to how to best protect their team and their clients.
How did Entrust help you?
Yeah, Entrust has helped us on so many levels. The biggest thing that stands out in my mind is the PPP loan and that ever-evolving, while still evolving, scenario where Katie and Jeff are always right on the ball and on top of all the ins and outs of at least what they know based on what's being released by the government, and really quick to answer questions and so helpful in guiding us. And it's just one less thing that we have to be worried about because we know they got our back.
Any words of advice for other business owners going through these difficult times?
So the advice that I have for others is a few things. So staying positive is so important. Things are going to get better. Knowing that we have such a bright spot up here in our community. We have so many great minds and great people up here. And tying back to the relationship aspect that I mentioned, relationships are so important, especially in times like we are living in now. And we have to remain connected as a community and lean on each other when we need help and support each other. And all of this ties together in that I see so many cool examples of people stepping up to the plate to help organizations. I serve on the Goodwill Board of Directors, and it's amazing to see how our community has come together to support the organization, and so many other examples of that around. So my advice is stay positive, stay connected, and we'll get through this.